there, it's Anita with Workflow Grow, bringing you Express Desk Stretch. Our title of this week's session is Good Relationships Equal Good Life. And I was really inspired by something that I learned recently, that the beautiful aspen trees, you see a lot of them out west, at least that's where I've seen them. They're known for their bright yellow leaves in the fall, but these aspen trees, they never exist by themselves. You don't find just one aspen tree. The one aspen tree is only a part of a much larger organism. And the main life force of the aspen tree is not what you see above the surface, it's really what's underground. It's their extensive root system, how grounded that they are into each other. And a group of aspen trees is actually called a clone because they produce a lot of trees that all look alike. And the oldest and largest known aspen clone has lived for more than 80,000 years. And it's in Utah's Fish Lake National Forest. And because these trees are literally rooted into each other, they can stand the test of time. And it turns out that that same thing is true for us humans, that when we're rooted in quality relationships with other people, then we are happier and we live longer and healthier lives. So I invite you to consider how you can build stronger connections in your life and at work. And one of the best ways to do that is to seek to be interested in others versus interesting. And my mama used to always tell me, use your ears and your mouth in proportion to each other. So in other words, listen twice as much as you talk. That helps you to be interested instead of interesting. People want to be with people that are interested in them versus dominating the conversation all the time. And so try that with your family, with your friends, and absolutely try that at work. And you will be amazed at the kind of connections that you can make. And I would be remiss if I didn't encourage you to partner with a friend or family member or coworker and do these stretch videos together, because shared experiences are also a really great way to build relationships and connections. So let's get started with our stretches for today. Before we get started with our stretches, I'm going to share a couple of tools with you that might help. Just like friends and family and connections and relationships help us through life, sometimes extra tools help us with stretches and movement. And so I've got just simply a hand towel and my desk chair. So if you want to hit pause for a moment and grab those items, they're not absolutely necessary because I'm going to show you how you can do this without these tools, but I want to show you how you can use the tools. So grab what you need and come right back here. Okay. Now, we're going to start with sun salutations, just like we usually do, but we're going to start with them seated. We'll do 2 seated and 2 standing, or you can stay seated. So your feet are about shoulder width apart and hands on your lap. Take a big inhale up. So this is extended mountain, a seated extended mountain. Your hips are grounded into the chair. And take your gaze up, draw your shoulder blades in towards your spine, press them into your body, inhale up, and then forward fold, exhale as you come down. Halfway lift, bring your torso parallel with the floor, whatever's beneath you. Forward fold, exhale, and come back up to seated, extended mountain. Take that one more time in the chair, forward fold, halfway lift, forward fold, extended mountain. All right, you can stay in the chair or you can come out of the chair. We'll do 2 more. Extended mountain, forward fold, halfway lift, forward fold, extended mountain. And one more time, forward fold, halfway lift, pull the pit of your belly in and up as you come up, forward fold, exhale, and back up to standing, extended mountain. All right, so our next move is going to be something that's going to just help loosen up your hips. Before we do any stretching, because our next stretch, we'll use our hips a little bit, I want to warm them up. And we're going to do something called a Tai Chi walk. And you can use your chair as a support. And then we'll do it without your chair. And so I'll turn to the side just so you can see what I'm doing. But lift your right leg up to about 90 degrees and then circle your leg around, kind of like you're riding a bicycle, and then plant it on the ground. Same thing with your left foot, left knee, lift it up 90 degrees, circle it around like you're stepping out or riding a bicycle, and then bring it down. All right, so let's do 4 more of those on each side. So walking, just big exaggerated walks. It really helps to lubricate your hips, open up your hip joints that get cranky, very cranky from sitting all day long. One more time each side. And so this is a great way to just loosen up if you just wanted to do only this. Now I'm also going to show you how you can maybe do this walking to the restroom. I know it might look funny, but if you get a coworker to do it with you, you may not feel so funny. You might start a trend. And so now I'm doing it moving, so I'm not using a chair. And this creates an opportunity to do some balance work, which any kind of balancing work helps you to focus better. All right, I'm going to walk back the other way. So you just use whatever space that you have. So this is harder than it looks. All right, very good. So that is a Tai Chi walking. All right, our next thing that we're going to do, because I wanted to loosen up our hips a little bit, is a triangle pose with the aid of your chair. So I have the chair on my right side. My right toe is facing towards the chair. You take your arms out to the side and lean your body over the chair, over the seat of the chair, and bring your hand down onto the seat of the chair to balance, and reach your left fingers up towards the ceiling. So as you inhale, you want to connect to your breath. As you inhale, stretch up. As you exhale, turn your heart more towards the ceiling. So we call this triangle pose. Keep breathing and stretching and twisting, because you're making a bunch of triangles with your body. You see, I've got triangle with my legs, triangle with my arms. So triangle. It's a great grounding pose. Just like trees are rooted down, this is a great pose to just help you if you're feeling a little flustered and need some grounding. This is a good pose to do that, not to mention the opening that you get along your side body as well as in your hips. All right, let's do the other side. So I'm going to bring my chair over to the left side. So my left toe is facing the chair, arms out to the side, lean over the seat of the chair. My left hand comes onto the seat of the chair. My right hand is reaching up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen, reach up, exhale, twist your heart up towards the ceiling. Inhale and exhale. The breathing in these stretches is just as important as the stretch work. One more. And slowly come on up to standing. All right, next is grab your towel, and we're going to take a bound, wide-legged forward fold. So my feet, as you can see, are a little bit further than shoulder width apart right now. And I'm going to take my towel and grab it behind my back. So see how I've done that? And I'm just going to fold forward, keeping some softness in my knees. Don't lock your knees out. And just let your head hang heavy right here. And let your arms come over your head. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. And just imagine, when I'm in this pose, I like to think about anything that's troubling me, that it's either just like rolling out of my head or rolling off my back, not weighting me down anymore. So it's a really great way to deal with the stresses of the day. So another option is to clasp your hands and do the same thing this way. The towel just makes it more accessible, especially if you have any shoulder issues. And then release your bind and slowly rise up to standing. All right, one more pose that you can use your chair as support or not. I'm going to take my shoes off because it will be easier without shoes on, but I have done it many, many times in shoes. You just can't do it in heels. If you're wearing heels, you definitely take heels off. Okay, so it's tree pose. So I can't talk about aspen trees without doing tree pose. But tree pose is, you can bring, I'm standing on my left foot. You can bring your heel to your ankle. You can bring your foot to your calf, or if you are able, bring your foot into your thigh. And you're pressing your thigh into your foot and your foot into your thigh. And you can either hold on to the chair with one hand and one hand at heart center, or bring both hands to heart center. Keep pressing your right knee back, and you'll feel opening in your hip. And this is a balancing pose. And what helps you with this is to focus on something in front of you. Keep your gaze on a non-moving spot in front of you, and keep breathing, concentrating on your breath. Those are two great tools that will help you to find less effort and more ease in a balancing pose. And the same thing happens out there on the job too, is when you're finding yourself being stressed and distracted and you need to focus, is to find a spot to drill your gaze into and breathe. And you can do a tree pose. It's a great way to do that. All right, you can switch sides and stand on your right foot, heel to ankle, foot to calf, or foot to your inner thigh. Hands at heart center, whoop, and grow your tree or bloom your tree. Right now, little red bud trees are blooming where I live, and it's lovely. It's like a little early sign that spring is on the way. Press your left knee behind you. Press your left foot into your right thigh and your right thigh into your left foot. And come on back to standing. Thank you so much for joining me, and get out there and make some connections. Seek to be interesting, or seek to be interested, not interesting, and you will form better relationships. See you next time.